This is very exciting. I don't know if you had a chance to look at my conversation with the students from Matter Academy that went to Wellesley a couple years ago, but that was so exciting because in what I do, just so you know where I'm coming from, I work very hard to get information about charter schools out there. And a lot of times there's a lot of misinformation about who we serve and the good work that is being done. And no one better to tell a charter school story than students, especially those on the cusp of graduation, or I should say, have already graduated from college. Let's just go around and tell me your name, and then we'll go from there. I'll just ask questions. We can have a chat. Jasmine, do you want to start because you were the first one on?
Yep. So hi, my name is Jasmine Rodriguez, and I also attend PPMH, just like Kyra and Lauren.
Okay.
My name's Kyra, and yeah, I've been at PPMH since I was in 6th grade. So I'm very fond of this school and what they've done for me. So.
And my name is Lauren Souto. I've been part of the Pinecrest family since pre-K, and I've been, like Kyra, in PPMH since 6th grade. So it's been a long journey with them.
Wow. And Jasmine, when did you start with the Pinecrest school?
I actually, unlike a lot of my other fellow students at PPMH, I actually transferred to PPMH halfway in my 7th grade year. So I've not exactly been part of the PPMH family ever since like elementary school, but I definitely have a strong connection with them and they feel like a family now.
That's good. So first, I have to put it out there. I know we're going to talk about Pinecrest and that great school and their great administrators. I'm a big fan of the team there. But tell me, what just happened? What cap and gown did you just wear? What just happened a couple weekends ago? Who wants to tell me? Wants to tell the audience? Go.
So a couple weekends ago, we all got dressed up. We did our makeup. We picked out a nice dress, some heels, and we were able to walk at graduation with MDC and get our AA, our associate's degree, because we were able, with the help of PPMH, to get 60 credits for us, over 60 credits. And yeah, we were just able to walk down with everyone else, like all these grown-ups, which is we're grown-ups now.
So MDC, Miami-Dade College, which is a great institution, and you were able to walk that college graduation before your high school graduation.
Yes.
How did that feel? Lauren, let's go to you. How did that feel?
Honestly, the only word that comes to mind is crazy that could even happen. My mom was telling me how she's just so proud of me that I was able to do something like this, and my older sister got to do it as well. So it's kind of just following the legacy, just doing everything I can to just make college easier, make the tuition easier, So I think it's just a really great opportunity that they offer us, and I'll jump at any chance I get to do it again. These are so much fun.
Mm-hmm. You're fun, but it's a heavy workload because high school is no joke in that school. They take academics very seriously, and then on top of that, you had your college workload. All right. How were you able to balance that?
Well, do you want Jasmine to answer that, or?
Jasmine, are you there?
Hi, yeah, I can try and answer. I'm sorry, but my video is like, it's acting up. I'm so sorry.
Tell us about that balance, because that's not easy, especially when you have and I'm sure you took advanced placements, and then on top of that, you're doing dual enrollment. How were you able to balance all of that?
Yeah, so I was able to balance that by honestly just time management. I mean, I have to admit that I am part of the whole procrastination, people that procrastinate in general, but I was able to manage my time better and manage how I do my assignments and how long I would figure an assignment would take, and so how long I would need to prepare and schedule out my day for that. That was a big help in how I was able to always make sure that I spent enough time on my assignments and it wasn't just a last minute thing that I was handing in and then wouldn't get a good grade on it. So it was definitely just knowing how much effort each thing would take and then how much time I would need to dedicate to each thing.
That makes sense. Did you all rely on each other? Did you like for moral support?
Yes.
All right. Were you friends before you went through the dual enrollment program, or did you get closer? Oh yeah. Okay. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, because PPMH it's a small school, so you basically know everyone. Like you know everyone in your class. So we kind of already knew which one of us were like going to go the dual enrollment route. Because we were in the same classes, we would take APs together. So it was just like 2 classes of APs for each teacher, so those classes would know each other. So it was just really easy, like just going into the dual enrollment track with everyone.
that's great. So how did the school and their teachers and admin team help you through this process? I know you had moral support from each other, but you definitely need your school leaders to kind of help you along. Is there anyone who comes to mind that you want to give a shout out to?
Miss A. Yeah, Miss Almendades. She was our ninth grade English teacher and our junior year AP English Lang teacher. And she's the best. We all have such a special place in our heart for her. And she knows, like, whenever we would have like a lot of tests one day for, like, let's say we have an AP bio and an AP English Lang test the same day, and we would tell her in advance, she'd be like, okay, guys, I'll give you a day to study. And that was really helpful and really nice because it was like she just understood what we were going through and how it's not easy. So yeah, definitely big shout out to Miss A.
Lauren?
I honestly want to congratulate the staff, honestly. They were the ones who even approached me. I didn't know that it was even an option. And the counselor at the time, because we've had quite a few different counselors, but the counselor at the time had told me, she was like, oh, this is an option for you. It's really great because it gives you a 2-year advantage and it lets you get ahead for free. And I told my mom about it and she was like, yeah, that sounds like a great option. And with their help, I was able to take 2 classes every single summer until senior year, where I took all my classes for the fall and spring semesters. So honestly, just all the staff pitching in, creating that kind of link between high school and college was really helpful. So I have to say all the staff were just essential to this whole process.
So you didn't know about this program until your counselors kind
Yeah.
of encouraging you to do it. That's great. So tell me a little bit about, I know you guys say PPMH, Pinecrest Prep Middle High, and that's a school in Miami. So tell me a little bit about that middle high. Jasmine, do you want to chime in?
Yeah. So I definitely can share a lot about my experience about the middle high aspect of it because I was introduced to PPMH in 7th grade. So that whole middle school experience was very important in my life because it was a period of a lot of changes and a lot of new things happening. So the fact that I was able to be put into PPMH and then make all of these awesome connections with awesome faculty and awesome students was really, really helpful. And knowing that I would be able to first off make those friends in middle school, and then those friends would also help carry into high school, like and those sorts of connections would just keep on building in high school and not just end in middle school. Then everyone goes off to different high schools and you don't really see them again. But getting to have those at this point, about 6 years worth of experience with them, has been really, really special. And I really wouldn't change that for anything, going to a different middle school. And yeah, so I would definitely say that that was a really key part of my experience at PPMH.
Yeah, and it sounds like the perfect combo because it sounds like you had the fellow students were friends, you all know each other, and then you have this supportive staff. It's almost like a movie of the perfect high school experience. So what's next? So you checked off your first 2 years of college. What is next? Kyra?
So for me, I recently accepted my offer to go to University of Florida up in Gainesville. I'm really excited about that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting an apartment there because me and my best friend Ashley Borges, she's another part of the group of dual enrollment. She's been my best friend since 6th grade, and we're getting an apartment up there. And yeah, our move-in date is like in August, so it's exciting. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see if anything's gonna feel different, what's gonna stay the same, because I've had this experience. It's definitely going to be harder for sure, being away from everyone. I know some other people that are going to UF, but it's just so different because I'm so used to this environment here, this like knowing everyone, like everyone's kind of like, you know, in the same little group. So it's going to be different, but I'm really excited, and I'm hoping for the best. Yeah.
Sounds very exciting. Lauren, what's next for you?
Well, I just accepted my application or my enrollment into FIU, Florida International University. So it's really fun. I'm going to study civil engineering. So I'm excited to see how everything goes there. And I just started orientation. So that's going to be really fun to kind of get into the school. I know a lot of my friends who are going into FIU as well. So it's going to be like continuing on with these people I've grown up with, but also kind of experiencing a new environment and meeting new people and just growing up, I guess you can say. So I like how I'm still in my town or like my area, but I'm expanding myself to new horizons and new situations. So.
Yeah, and that's a tough one because yes, it is in your town, but it's a great university.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people are like, oh, I'm staying here, but we have some great choices in Florida. So Jasmine, what's next for you?
Before I came to PPMH, I grew up in New Jersey, so I'm from up north, and I'm very happy to say that for college, I'm also going to be going back up north, and I'm going to be going to Syracuse University in upstate New York. And I'm going to be studying environmental engineering up there. So yeah, I'm very excited to be going out of state. So yeah.
Wow. Tell me, because this is Charter School Week, National Charter Schools Week, and we're talking about everything that's great about charter schools. And we'll go back to your what's next for you all, because it's very exciting. What's your favorite story about, or your favorite experience while at the school? Like, how do you think PPMH made a difference in where you are right now?
Oh my, there's so many stories.
I would like to go first. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say that something first off that I would like to thank PPMH for giving me the opportunity to do is robotics. I was part of the VEX robotics team at PPMH, and it's something that I never thought I would be able to be part of. Like, it's even when I was little, like I never heard about high school robotics teams. Like that never was like a thing that popped into my head. So when I was offered the opportunity for it at PPMH, I jumped at the chance of it because it seemed so cool. So I would say that one of my favorite experiences were all of the competitions that we've been able to do. For example, for the last couple of years, we made it to the Florida State competitions, and we've also done a couple regional competitions around Florida. And so those are some of the most fun experiences that I had with my school, because it can be a little bit stressful because I was one of the programmers for the team. So, all of the code was kind of on me, and making sure that the robot actually moved and did what it was supposed to do was a little bit stressful. But it was always super fun having our teachers that could support us, like Mr. Sanchez or Miss K, who's one of the awesome admin at our school who helped run the STEM programs. So all of those competitions and all of those preparing for competitions at school were all some of the best memories that I have at PPMH.
That's great. That's very exciting. So did that influence the major you decide to pursue?
Yeah, absolutely. Like dealing with robots and dealing with the whole engineering process and all of the building and all the trial and error definitely helped solidify my passion for robotics and passion for engineering and passion for science, because it was really cool to see something that you put so much time and effort into building do what it's supposed to do and do well and perform all of the tasks that you want it to do. And that's part of engineering and part of something that I want to study.
That's great. Who's next?
I'll go next, I guess. So as I said, there's various stories I have of PPMH and how loving and caring they are towards their students. But I'm going to go a little different route. I'm not going to go academics. I'm going to go more towards their performing arts, which is something I wish they can expand more and put more effort and money into it. But I'm a dancer. I've been a dancer for 8 years competitively. And when I joined the PPMH dance team 3 years ago, it was the most fun I've ever had in dance. I came from studio, which is a bit more stressful. It's not as team bonding and not as, I guess, like haymat. It's not as much of a haymat as I felt in PPMH. And with the teacher that we have right now, Miss Forte, she just took me under her wing. I feel like she has really helped me grow, not just in dancing, but in confidence, which is something you need in the real world. You need to like feel confident in who you are and what you're capable of. And I just feel like with being part of this extracurricular, I was able to build these social skills that I would have not necessarily done if I would have kept on and like in my studio and not really ventured into the school route of dance. So definitely all the competitions, practices, pep rallies we've done in school, the end of year performances as well. All of those memories of dance have just really helped shape me into who I am. So definitely love all the dance memories I have with them.
That's good. Good. Kyra?
Right, so my turn. It's really hard to pick one memory that really stands out, but just like an overarching theme is just like how the staff and everyone will just, they never really give up on you, and they always believe in you that you can do more than what you think. Because so in 7th grade, that's when I went from 6th grade honors math, like just 6th grade math, and they put me in algebra 1 honors. That's a 9th grade level class, and I'm taking 7th grade. So the first week, it was definitely a lot, and Miss Yambas, she's so amazing. I'm never gonna forget her. Yeah, she just took me under her wing, and there were some weeks where it was so hard, and I genuinely thought that I couldn't do it, that I wasn't smart enough, that maybe I wasn't putting in enough work, but I did it. Like, I got a 5 on the algebra, I remember, because I was so proud of myself. And then there's so many moments when I took my first AP class in 9th grade with Mr. Rodriguez, or we call him D-Rod because there's a lot of Rodriguezes in the school. But yeah, that was my first AP, and it was so difficult. And I thought that I wasn't doing good because I wasn't getting all A's as I've been used to getting. But that's the thing with APs, like, you have to realize that you're a high schooler taking a college level class. And I was like in 9th grade, I have to realize that not everything I do is going to be perfect, but as long as I keep trying, and that's what I've learned from them, as long as I keep trying and I believe that I could do it, then I can. I managed to get a 4. It wasn't a 5, but it was a lot of work and a lot of writing, and I was really proud of myself. But hey, now I can say a difference. In 11th grade, I took AP US history with Mr. Haas. I managed to get a 5 because I knew my worth, because of all these years with all these teachers that have just supported me blindly. And I really appreciate it, like, everyone and the support that I've gotten. It's really great.
That's great, because it sounds like you got the academic support, but also almost like a cheerleading troop behind you. Yeah. So it seems like the rest of college life would be like, I got this. Yeah, it's hard, but I can do it. And statistics show that a lot of times kids drop out, like the first or second. They can't. It's a big change, but at least you all are ready for that. That's great. So how did you end up at PPMH? Did you decide? Well, Lauren, your parents decided.
Is a kind of follow your sister, go
Follow
to the
your
same school. It's a great school.
It's a great school. It's in the neighborhood. We've got this.
5 minutes away. Perfect.
That's really lucky. How about the other two? Was it a choice? Did you have anything to do with that selection of the school, or you had heard it from someone else?
Jasmine, you can go first.
I had no choice in going to PPMH, like, at all, because when I came to Florida, to Miami from New Jersey, I actually started out middle school. Well, 7th grade, I started out in another middle school in Miami. And then about halfway through the year, my parents got a call from PPMH saying, like, oh, hey, we have a spot open for your daughter now. Like, you know, because we did the application and there was a lottery and all of this stuff. And my name got pulled in somewhere. And so we got a call from PPMH. And then about like a week later, they're like, hey, we're transferring you out of this middle school. And now you're going to go to middle school at PPMH. And I was like, okay, sure, I guess. Let's see what happens. And so I just packed up my stuff and went to PPMH starting the next Monday. And that's just kind of how it happened. I didn't really have a choice, but I'm honestly so glad that they made that decision and that they put me in that school because of all the amazing opportunities that I was given because I was able to go to that school.
For me, I did have a choice in mind just because my parents are awesome. I love my parents so much. They've always given me a lot of choice in what I do because they want me to, you know, have that for myself. But yeah, so I remember I went to this elementary school not tied with Pinecrest at all. I went to Royal Palm Elementary School. Love that school. I'm always going to remember them. And I remember everyone was applying for middle schools and some of my friends are going here, some of my friends are going there. And then it's a funny story. The actual reason I chose PPMH was because I went on their website and I'm like, oh my God, they have a PE court on the roof. That's so cool. That's so cool. And
oh my God.
That's really the only reason I went. I had like a couple friends from my elementary school also going. So I was like, okay, decision made. But hey, it was
yeah, but it's wonderful to have that choice.
Yeah, it was the best decision I made, genuinely.
Okay. So let's talk about a little bit personal background, where you're from. I know, Jasmine, you were born in New Jersey, or you're from New Jersey, and where are your parents from? Did we lose Jasmine?
Oh, wait, can you hear me?
Yes.
Are we good? Okay, I'm sorry. Once again, my laptop just likes to act up at the most important times.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was saying was that I was born in New Jersey, so I'm from there. And my parents are both Colombian. So my mom is from Barranquilla, Colombia, and my dad is from Cali, Colombia. And both of them immigrated here. So I'm, directly from them.
First generation. And are you the first in your family to attend college or graduate from college?
No. I have two older half brothers. One of them went to Villanova University and the other went to Susquehanna.
All right. Nice. Ready?
For me, my parents my entire family is like 100% Cuban. We're all Cuban. And I'm really proud of my background. I love being Cuban. I love having that spice. And it's just always been a part of my background. I've always connected to it. And just being from South Florida, like specifically Miami, there's a lot of Cubans here. It's predominantly Cuban, but I also love just everyone is so Hispanic and awesome. We have Jasmine, she's Colombian. I know my friend Isabel's Brazilian, some Peruvians over here, some Hondurans over there, Puerto Ricans. It's just, I love seeing all our cultures just coming together and just like at a school at PPMH, predominantly Hispanic. It's just, I love it. And that's why I love it, but I'm also so scared because up in UF, the demographics are different. It's like 54% white and then like 20 something percent Hispanic. I have never seen those demographics in my entire life. I'm always surrounded by everyone's just Hispanic, and it's just like normal. It's like a clique here that we all have. So I feel like when I'm thrown into the real world, I'm gonna realize, this is kind of weird. But yeah, my parents are both immigrants from La Habana. They're both from there, the capital, and they just moved here because they wanted the best life for me. My mom was like, I'm not having kids until I move to America, because I want them to grow up having the best life. And I am first generation going to college, getting my degree. I have a younger sister. She's a year younger than me, so she'll be soon after me. But yeah, there's something special about being the first one to finally, do that. And like, I just feel so happy and that I'm making my parents proud, telling them like, what you did, it was in good faith, because look at me now, like I'm here, I've learned, I've grown, and I'm doing all of this for them and for myself, but also for them.
Oh, that's beautiful. Lauren?
So both my parents are from Cuba as well, La Habana as well. So it's kind of the same immigrant story, but my parents actually came when they were quite young. And it's been a little bit crazy because I'm not the first to go to college in my family, but seeing their struggle and kind of always having their story to kind of motivate me has been a really key factor in my schooling. So I was born here in Miami, but my parents were immigrants. So they both attended high school here. My mom actually graduated top third of her class. And that was not knowing the language, being bullied because she was Cuban and didn't know anything about America. So always having
has kind of always motivated me to continue going, because it's kind of this mantra of, oh, if mom can do it, I can too. Like there's no reason that I can't. I have the language, I have a good family, I have a good school, I can do it. So that's kind of my background. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add? I know a lot of kids, if they're encouraged to do dual enrollment, they're a little hesitant because you do pay the price. There are less social activities. There are more weekends at home studying. So what would you say as the number one motivator? Besides yes, you save your parents money, it's free, yes, 2 years. But just personally, what would you say is the biggest motivation to do this?
I would say the biggest motivation would be just how proud everyone is, like from my friends to the school to my family. Everyone was telling me it's okay if you feel stressed. It's okay if you're sad that you had to miss vacation. Because there were quite a few vacations that we couldn't go to because of dual enrollment. But it's all in good faith, as Kyra said, because as long as you're doing something to make your life better, I think it's the best thing you can do, So definitely having that strength to continue going with the program, to see that things are working out, to see those A's piling up and knowing I'm doing something good, like there's something beneficial coming out of this, I would say is the key motivator.
I like that. One last question, and it has to be COVID related because that has absolutely impacted your junior and senior.
Definitely.
Thanks, Kyra. But I love you guys seem to have not skipped a beat. You're like, pandemic. I've got college courses, I've got high school. I mean, you're the first generation to experience this madness. How did that impact you? What role did your school play? I know they jumped on as doing live remote teaching.
Yeah, so COVID started like March of our junior year, and wow, none of us expected it. We thought, it's funny because it's like it's like a funny joke now. Like we thought, oh yay, in March, that Friday, we were like 2-week vacation. Like we don't and then like a year later we're like, wait a second, what happened? But yeah, so it definitely hit us hard. None of us expected it, and all our classes just turned virtual. Our APs were taken virtually, which was so different and weird. I think it definitely impacted all of us. I remember I was having a lot of just moments where I was really sad because I couldn't see my friends, and I wasn't doing everything that I knew I could do. Like all the clubs, they were cut short because we couldn't do any like field trips or activities together. And I know all of us were very well-rounded students, so we're a part of a lot of clubs, and it was just so sad seeing everything like slowly disappearing and like fading into the background. So now that things are kind of a little bit starting to go back to normal, it's really nice. The fact that we're gonna have our graduation like live in person, still safety measures, masks, all that, but just the fact that it's live and I get to see all these people that I've worked with that I've had by my side for 6 years. It's a moment that I'm never going to forget. I'm probably going to cry a lot, but yeah, just COVID really tried bringing everyone down, but I think it just made all of us stronger. I think our resilience really showed in everything that we are a part of. And I know that once all of this is like done and we're good, PPMH and all of its students are going to come out stronger and braver than ever. So,
the other friends probably feel the same way. Yeah, I was incredibly impressed at teachers learning this new world and students logging on and being on task and present. It's not easy when you're in pajamas, well, at least in the bottom, but wearing your uniform shirt. So I'm so proud of you all and what you've done, and continuing with your dual enrollment and AP courses. Matt, all right. Well, I want to thank you for chatting with me. Please send me a photo from your graduation. I got a group shot, but I would love a photo, like a family photo that I can share on social media and share with everybody else. Does anybody have a question for me or want to add anything?
I would like to say just thank you for the opportunity to share our story. It's crazy that we come from such a small school, but we're still kind of in the voice of everyone and we still get a chance to share our experience. So thank you so much for being here, and even through COVID and every single situation we've faced, you're still kind of helping students all around the world. So
yeah,
big thank you.
Yeah, well, it's important because everybody hears about the magnets and all the private schools. And I have, I know some incredible, and they can be big or small, charter schools that are doing phenomenal work for the kids that they serve. They're very much part of the community. So, thank your parents because, they chose it, and here we are. And hopefully you'll come back and share your story and empower students in the future. So thank you. I will send you a link to this, but please send me photos and let me know, even after you graduate, drop me an email and let me know how you're doing. I got a feeling you're going to be fine, but I'd like to keep everybody else updated. Okay? All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too.